Of the 368,000 Ukrainians who have been forced to flee their country since this crisis began, more than 200,000 have come to Poland, many of them through this checkpoint. A lot of them walk on foot, some are being bussed through. They carry with them small children, their pets, and often everything they were able to grab before they had to leave in just one small suitcase. Once they come through the checkpoint, they are then often met here by family members, relatives, friends, or if they don't know anyone in Poland, volunteers who are offering them food, blankets, warm clothing, something to make them feel a little bit more comfortable after such a harrowing journey. It is a trip we made yesterday. It took us 15 hours or so, and we were incredibly lucky. For some people, it takes days. This is the queue for the Polish border, but we're not at the Polish border. That's still some 40 or so kilometres away. It should be a 25-minute drive. At the moment, it can take days. Many people abandon their vehicles and set off on foot, wanting to cover as much distance as they can before nightfall. It's an ordeal, but it's better than the alternative.
Знаете, уже тут не страшно. Хочется быстрее пересечь и хотя бы быть в тишине и в безопасности. У нас там было один раз даже бомбили, но как бы нас не задело.
Dasha is pregnant and is walking to Poland with her son and daughter.
Тяжело. Уже не хотят никуда идти, им уже очень тяжело. Просим людей, чтобы хотя бы как-то подвезли, не соглашаются, не хотят.
There are so many women and young children here. Most Ukrainian men are not permitted to leave the country, but some are driving their families to safety before returning to fight.
В підвалах ночують люди, сирени роблять, на дитину тяжко дивитися, так що таке непросте рішення, але треба. А сам поїде назад, скоріш за все, бо не пропустить.
Mercy and her family have lived in central Ukraine for almost a decade.
It's about to end, don't worry.
She had left Uganda looking for a peaceful place to call home.
The attack, the sounds of the bombs, when they started at 5 a.m. And, you know, you wake up and your whole life is changed at that moment, and you're looking at the children and you're looking at yourself and you're like, oh my God. So we made a decision yesterday, you know what, let's go, let's just go. So we have been on the road since yesterday at about 10:30 a.m. till now, yeah.
You're here.
Yeah.
They will remain in this spot for some time yet. So we've been stuck here now for a couple of hours. The military told us they're expecting a convoy of supplies to come in from Poland, so they're trying to keep the roads clear. But because of that, everyone trying to leave the country just has to wait. Those on foot move far faster than those in cars. Some, like Irina from Kramatorsk, have decided to wait here for a few nights, hoping the situation back home will change and they can stay in the country after all.
Мы взяли остановку, честно говоря, уезжать как-то, а вдруг это, дай бог, все закончится и Украина станет такая, какая и была. Хотелось бы в это верить, очень хотелось бы верить.
Everyone would like to believe this will just be a brief adventure, but few think it will be. As the sun sets, the temperature drops. It's below zero here. Some stop for the night, but most press on. When we finally arrive at the border, there are restrictions on what we're allowed to film. But we see thousands of refugees just outside the final checkpoint. Some tell me they have spent 2 nights in this spot, waiting to be told it's their turn to leave their country. It was an incredibly distressing situation. We saw one Ukrainian man make a run for it, jumping over the Ukrainian checkpoint, running towards the Polish border. He made it a few hundred metres before being tackled by border guards from both countries. The staff there are doing what they can. We saw them prioritising women and young children, but we did speak to a number of people from abroad who had been studying or living and working in Ukraine, people from India, Pakistan and some African countries who were being told they were not allowed to cross into Poland. So that is going to be a situation that will have to change in the coming days. Anton, this is an enormous humanitarian crisis. The European Union says it will direct its member states to allow visa-free asylum for Ukrainians crossing over for up to 3 years.
Thanks, Ben. That is Ben Lewis updating us live from snow-covered Medyka in Poland.